Hey guys, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Look, I know I've been away for the last couple of days, but it's been a good break, to be honest. It was really good to spend some time with the family and enjoy the moments. I had my cousins over, my grandma over, so it was really good to take that break. But now I'm back uploading again. And there seems to be a lot of things that have happened over this international break, and I want to provide my opinions around the whole thing. Look, to be honest, international break is something I seriously can't get into. Look, if it's World Cup, fair enough, I'm definitely going to be watching that. If it's the Euros, I'll be watching that. Copa America, probably I'll be watching that. But when it's these Mickey Mouse international friendlies and the European League, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I just can't get myself into it. But there's quite a few things that has happened over the last few days, and as I said, I want to provide some opinions around the whole all of these matters, and I want to see what you guys think about it as well. So first of all, guys, Mendy. Now, he went away for the international break for his team Senegal, but there was some, I guess there was a bit of a training injury in his thigh injury, and he returned back to Chelsea. And the reports are saying, the recent reports are saying that he's going to be out for at least 10 days, which will most likely rule him out for the Southampton game, but he should be back for the Champions League game after that against Sevilla, I believe, which is going to be a pretty big game. So look, I guess this is the thing about international breaks. I mean, these injuries can happen anywhere, but I feel like these international breaks are unnecessary. We could probably even have them at the end of the season. Someone really needs to look at this and sort of ask the question, does it need to be in between the league season? Can it not wait till the end of the league? But nonetheless, look, that injury has happened. The lucky part is that it's not a tear in his muscle, which is thankful. We're very thankful about that. It seems to be just a injury, slight injury, hopefully. So as I said, 10 days. Now, the question is, how confident are we with Kepa? Kepa's actually come out just before the first Spain international game, which was a few days ago, saying that he understands that he hasn't been up to the mark for Chelsea, but he also believes that a player needs to go through situations like this, and it can only make him better. So he was really positive about it, which I honestly liked a lot about the whole situation. He wasn't trying to hide away from the fact that he hasn't been that great. And funnily enough, Spain played, I can't remember who they played, I think it was Portugal, and he got himself a clean sheet, which is going to give him a lot of confidence. So hopefully, look guys, let's back him. He's most likely going to feature against Southampton. At the end of the day, this is still a big mess for us in terms of we can't be getting rid of Kepa. He's just worth too much money. I don't think there's any clubs out there will be going after him with the wages that we are paying and the kind of money that we paid for him as well. So look, he's going to start against Southampton, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Mendy will be ready for that. Let's back him. Hopefully he gets himself a clean sheet again, and it'll be good news for all of us. Now, second thing is Timo Werner. Guys, there was some news article that he's been sick, he's been ill, and he hasn't featured for Germany. Now, the good part is that it's not COVID, so hopefully, guys, look, he will be back to Chelsea and he should feature against Southampton. If he doesn't, look, it's going to be makeshift again. Most likely Pulisic. He has played against Palace, so hopefully he starts. And he seems to be, there's been no information about Pulisic throughout this international break, so hopefully he starts. And then we possibly might see Tammy Abraham or Olivier Giroud. Olivier Giroud has been on fire, so it might even be him. But I would love to see Timo Werner back into shape. So look, it may very well be that he may miss out on that particular match as well. Now, the next topic is Hakim Ziyech. Guys, he played 30 minutes for Morocco against Senegal, and it was really very good 30 minutes. Before I get into the whole, his performance, I think Chelsea apparently had some sort of a deal with Morocco that he was going to play the 30 minutes off the bench and then he's going to come back. So he's come back to Chelsea and he's going to be training in Cobham. And he'll be missing out on the second game for Morocco, but the whole agreement apparently was for him to get some minutes. And straight away when he came on for Morocco, I think it was the 60th minute, you can just see the kind of intricate passing he was playing with his teammates, and it just gave me the view that I can't wait till this guy comes back for Chelsea. Hopefully he will feature against Southampton, It may not be a start, it may still be off the bench, but nonetheless, I'll take it off the bench. His intricate sort of passing that I can sort of vision he's going to have with Kai Havertz, Pulisic, and even the midfielders. If it's Oliver Giroud or Tammy Abraham, he can even have those intricate passing with them by sliding them through. It's going to be immense, guys. This particular player is so silky. His passing range is going to be, he's going to be that creative factor that we've been missing all throughout at the start of this season. Yes, we've got some quality players up front, but his inclusion is just going to take us to the next step. So hopefully we can have a very good outing against Southampton, that we don't have to throw him in when we're a goal down, perhaps. Hopefully we are a goal in front, a couple of goals in front, and then we can bring him in and he can really showcase his talent and slowly start building up his minutes and his fitness. And soon we can start seeing him starting. So I cannot wait for this particular player, because he's honestly going to improve our front, the attacking portion of our team immensely. Now, guys, moving on to the next topic. A couple of other Chelsea players are featured in the international scene, for England specifically, Mason Mount and Reece James. First, I want to talk about Reece James. He had a really good debut off the bench for England a couple of matches ago. And it started to give me a vision that he's going to be I feel like he's going to sort of revolutionize the right-back position. He's not just great in terms of what Trent Alexander-Arnold can do in terms of shooting, crossing, that technical ability in regards to basically passing. Reece James has that, but what Reece James has over Trent Alexander-Arnold is the defensive side of things. Yes, he still needs to improve, but he's so stocky. He's like a Hulk. He can just push people over, and it's not like he's slow. He's very quick as well with that structure. So that's something I feel like down the track he could really knuckle down that right back position for England and take over from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold could possibly move into midfield. He's just that good in terms of his ball control, his passing ability, his shooting ability, his crossing ability. So he still has a place in the team. But I think Reece James could honestly just transform the right back position, which is going to be great for us, great for England. And Mason Mount, guys, scored the winner against Belgium, so that's going to be a massive confidence booster for him coming back to Chelsea with possibly some injury cloud and players still not fit or fit enough to start. He's still going to be a main factor, for Chelsea over the next few weeks. So that's a little bit about Reece James and Mason Mount. Now I want to talk about Kai Havertz. I want to take a little bit of time talking about this whole particular story. Kai Havertz has played a couple of games for Germany so far. The first one against Turkey, where he assisted twice. Steve Nicol comes out and says, and to be honest, look, there's no disrespect to Steve Nicol, but I sometimes find what he's saying is it's so bemusing. Like it baffles me, honestly. So he's come out and said that Kai Havertz is the kind of player that disappears and then he just jumps in with some really nice touches and some nice passes, gets himself a couple of assists. So basically what he was saying, that he's literally not there in the game and then he just pops in with a couple of these things. And apparently that's what he's been doing for Chelsea as well. And he thinks this isn't good enough for someone that Chelsea's paid, large amount of money for. All I want to say to Steve Nicol is that, dude, not everyone is going to be having the same work rate as Kante. They're not going to always look busy. But if you notice Kai Havertz and if you've noticed him play so far for Chelsea, especially the match against Barnsley, we completely dominated with, his link-up play with Tammy Abraham was phenomenal. And you can also see in that game and also all the other games as well, his work rate when he drops deep. He helps out in defense at times. It's not like he doesn't do all of that stuff. He does every bit of it. But as I said, he's not the kind of player that Kante is. He's not going to run around and look busy all the time. That's just not his role. His role is to create damage up front. His role is to perhaps drop deep in midfield and help out in the build-up. Look for those key passes, those threaded passes. He's not going to be someone who's going to be tracking back and running and chasing after, if there's a counter, those slide tackles, blockbuster sort of, interceptions and all of that kind of stuff. That's not his game. We need to understand that. What he's been, bought for is the ruthlessness up front, scoring goals. He can play anywhere up front. Number 10 is his great position, his perfect position. He can head the ball. He's strong aerially, Creativity, we've already seen the kind of creativity he's got. So this is what he brings, you know, he wins penalties as well. So we need to understand what type of player Kai Havertz is and then judge him accordingly, as opposed to thinking that he's some sort of a workhorse, which honestly, he's never going to be that. And we don't want him to be that. He still has great work ethic though. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Lastly, before we close things off, look, this player is a bit of a special player for me. I know it's not related to Chelsea, so apologize for all the people that are constantly looking for Chelsea information. But Said Benrahma, guys, there's reports that he's very close to signing for West Ham. He's agreed on personal terms with West Ham. It's a 5-year contract, somewhere around 30 million euros. Apparently, that's been touted. And it's a fantastic signing for Said Benrahma. He's been absolutely lighting up the championship. He's just scored 2 goals against Fulham in the Carabao Cup recently as well, I believe. And it's going to be very, very exciting to watch this particular player playing the Premier League. And it's a really, really good buy for West Ham. So watch this space about Said Benrahma, see how he plays in the Premier League, which is going to be interesting to see. And West Ham, by keeping Declan Rice, now adding perhaps Said Benrahma, it's going to be a massive, massive deal for them. And who knows, down the track, you never know if he does well, and perhaps we can go and snatch Said Benrahma and Declan Rice from West Ham. Probably going to be for a very, very high price, but nonetheless. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are about all of these topics that I've touched on. Let me know how you feel about Mendy not being available for Southampton, how you feel about Kepa. In regards to Ziyech, do you want him to start? Do you want him to come off the bench? Timo Werner possibly is, he's still ill, but have you got any sort of information? Have you heard anything out there? Let me know what information you have about Timo Werner. And yeah, Reece James Mason Mount, how do you feel about Reece James sort of, evolving that right back position? And Kai Havertz, guys, do you agree with Steve Nicol, or do you think that, we need to understand his game? So yeah, guys, let me know what your thoughts about all of this stuff. And until next time, before I go, I need to do this. Guys, thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. And if you're here new, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.